Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Super Saiyan White here, and I'm here to say the most cliche what if ever. And that's what if Goku was born with Ultra Instinct. And if you didn't know, if you haven't read the manga, don't be here, because this Ultra Instinct is manga Ultra Instinct. And if you haven't read manga, you won't know what that is. And if you've all left now, I'm about to say it. And that's it, his base form. The latest manga chapter showed that Goku, with Ultra Instinct, can transform to Super Saiyan God, and that pushed his Ultra Instinct up when he was fighting Granola this latest episode. And of course, his highest is Ultra Instinct White, but once he masters it, he'll be able to have Ultra Instinct plus the multiplier on the Super Saiyans. Which, if you think about that, is a little overpowered. Because, we found out that Super Saiyan Red is like 20,000 multiplier. So just take, Tournament Goku, and if he goes to Super Saiyan Blue, which is a 50 times multiplier on 20,000, which makes it 100,000, and then you add a 0, so that's 1,000,000. So 1,000,000 times stronger than his tournament counterpart, and that's not even adding what his base form is now. He's just so overpowered. It's just insane. Well, he will be once he masters it. But he's already mastered it in this what if, because it's my what if. So I hit a 450 subs today, so I wanted to do a big what if, at least a popular one at that, and put my little twist on it. So people always have Goku getting mastered Ultra Instinct, but the difference is they never have Goku, do anything a baby would. No, he won't start killing everyone because he's a Saiyan, blah, blah, blah. But what was the first thing Goku, opens his eyes to? Gine and Bardock, his mom and dad, just sitting in front of a pod. He put his hand on the glass. He's like, no, don't leave me. And just obliterates the whole pod. He's like, get me out of here. I'm not weak, fam. I'm getting out of here. Bardock and Gine always knew their child was special because he had that weird aura around him. I mean, you could never sense his power, and he just made people fall. Not fall, but you could feel a weight on your shoulders. But they never knew that it could be like this. Goku, or now Kakarot, literally just clings to his mom because that's what his body wants to do. Then after a little bit, he looks up to see his mom and dad trying to pry him off and put him into another pod. He sees his parents crying and pointing, and his already 3-year-old mind could put it together that that weird yellow thing in the sky is making them sad. Nobody's allowed to make his parents cry, so he just swipes his hand, sending the death ball hurtling from the planet. The swipe sends Gine hurtling to the ground and pushes Bardock all the way across the field, or the mountains. Now they look upon their child with odd expressions. Since, he kind of just kicked their ass. He didn't, beat them up, but, he, swiped his hand, and they got sent, hundreds of yards. So, that's kind of beating your ass. A little bit. Just a tiny, tiny twinkle of getting your booty kicked, okay? And obviously, they can't tell Vegeta since he would just send him away. And Bardock gets an idea. He picks up Gine this time and throws her into the pod. Kakarot's godly ki is enough to snuff out Gine's readable power level, and they get sent off. And Gine tries her best not to cry, but Kakarot can sense it, and he wants to help his mom, but he's just not able to. He can't break out of the pod since his mom would die, and his body feels really heavy. His eyelids felt like they were crushing down, and he just can't stay awake. And then, boop, his head drops. At the same time, Guineas does as they initiate hibernation. Once they touch down on Earth, Kakarot is hungry, so he breaks out of the pod and finds meat. He starts eating it before he hears his mom scream out his name. He, as a few days out of the pod, almost pees himself and runs right back to his mom. Gine and Kakarot hunt for a few days in the woods before they meet up with the old hermit's son Gohan. The grandpa is almost killed as soon as Kakarot can sense the man's ki, but Gine stops him when she sends that he is no threat to them. If her son actually grew up like a Saiyan with that power, the universe would not be a so safe place. So she has to be a very good mother and tell her kid, no killing. By the way, I'm deadpanning to the camera. Sarcasm oozing from each word right there. Anyways, once Gohan sees this, he invites them to his cabin. He teaches Gine martial arts, but he's not able to teach Kakarot since the boy would just lay him on his ass as soon as he tried anything. Like, even if he stuck up, just BAM! Sidestep, out of the way. So he gave the boy exercises, to which made him grow in strength exponentially, since his potential was basically unreadable. It was strange to him the boy's ki was unreadable, and his potential was, but he could still dodge him and his super strong mother as if he were taking a morning piss. He didn't know what to do but to test his strength. So he told Kakarot to go punch the ground with all his strength. Of course, the boy didn't do that because he's not an absolute idiot, but he still hit the ground. Well, let's say the new asteroid that hit the planet was not actually an asteroid. The boy's power grew insanely quick, and the only scarier thing to Gohan was Gine when she was mad. The two Saiyans adapted to the planet fairly quickly, and not too long, we see a blue-haired woman driving a car. Or, as Goku in canon says it, the monster. Kakarot, or as he goes by people that he doesn't know, Goku, which is Gohan's nickname for him, nimbly dodges the car, but this still leads to Bulma crashing. Since she just saw a midget jump 50 feet, I would crash as well. That's a little weird. They get into an argument which goes in a lot longer since Goku can actually keep up and has a mother this time and wasn't a complete doofus. He tells her his name and Goku says his name and they walk to Gohan's house. Gine calls out to him, Kakarot, to which Bulma raises an eyebrow at our main character and he nervously chuckles. She's like, boy, who's Goku then? But anyways, Bulma tells the three about the Dragon Balls and now she's going on an adventure. And the now known Kakarot tells him he wants to go with her. To which his two parents, or mom and grandpa, I don't know, nod and they too head off into the unknown. Well, unknown for them. Of course, we already know what happens. Or do we? Yeah, we do. Kakarot claps everyone and ends up just saying no to Chi-Chi and trains with Roshi. He doesn't really train with Roshi, though. He trains Krillin for 8 months, which makes the human exponentially stronger. And they take the tournament by storm. Jackie Chun is not enough, even for just Krillin. He just flicks the man away. And the two best friends meet in the finals. Kakarot smiles an excited smile since his friend was, he was taught by him, so he should be able to fight him, so he might even be able to hit him. Kakarot had never been hit before, and he wanted to know what it felt like. He's a Saiyan. They're weird, probably masochists. But anyways, Krillin could not keep up, and Kakarot ended up winning the tournament. With the prize money, Kakarot says bye to everyone and invites Krillin and Roshi for dinner sometime and blasts off the ground an amazing show of power and speed. He reaches his house and tells his mom and granddad all about their adventures, to which leads to Kakarot running all around Mount Paozu trying away from a pissed-off Gine, for him being so reckless, of course. He then pulls out his tournament money and throws it to sedate the she-devil, which kind of works. After 2 more hours, she walks back to their house, to which Kakarot drops to the ground in a panting mess 300 miles away. After this, the boy gets news from Bulma that an army is collecting the Dragon Balls and killing lots and lots of people. Kakarot says bye to his family and simply disappears from their sights. He reappears 2 seconds later in front of Bulma. No, this is not instant transmission. This is just his speed, because he's bad butt. He touches down, scaring the crap out of Bulma. Then he grabs the Dragon Radar and disappears again. In the span of 20 minutes, the black-haired boy decimated the whole entire army, and not even leaving a single casualty. He just flicked their foreheads and they're gone, just destroying a whole base with flicks. Imagine that. He probably could have killed everyone on the planet with a flick, but we don't gotta go there. Every single one of them was knocked out, and once Kakarot had landed with the Dragon Balls, he called them forth and asked him to have the Red Ribbon Army people turn from violence to peace. Shenron does what the boy wished for, and everyone lived happily ever after. Of course, not forever, since this is Dragon Ball, and it's my what if, but I wanted to give them a moment of silence for all the shit they have to go through. Anyways, back to the story. This is usually when Goku runs across the Earth and trains in canon, but this time, he just trains Krillin. Still trying to get someone to compete with him, since he's just so bored. He saw the Korin Tower, and they had special water, so he sent the boy up the tower. 7 hours later, he did come down with a significant power boost, but not enough where Goku could suppress his power down. His Ultra Instinct is the highest form it can go. It's mastered in his base state, and so his body can't just, be hit. I mean, he can suppress some of his power, but he can't suppress enough where it would be dangerously low, where someone could end up hitting him. So he can only suppress 85%. He can't go 99%, 86%. He can't do more than 85. And this was the amount he needed to fight. Probably 99%. But we don't gotta go there, guys. Okay, he's overpowered a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? He asks Korin once he goes up there if there's anything else he can do to train Krillin. Korin points him towards Kami, since the Namekian was very intrigued with the boys and wanted to let them through. Kami gives them both weighted clothing, to which Goku says it isn't enough. Kami makes him wear 200 tons on each part of his body. Goku falls to the ground and smiles up at Kami. My real name is Kakarot. The god already knew this already, and it kind of ruined the moment, but it was still kind of heartwarming, a little bit. And then came the amazing training that Kakarot put Krillin through. Definitely training. With the Ultra Instinct rolling off the boy in waves, he has given Krillin a decent amount of godly ki, and with this boosts Krillin a very good amount. After 2 years, the boys are on the lookout, fighting, trading blows. Kakarot with 6,000 tons on each limb, and Krillin with 100 tons. Nice. On each limb. Kakarot grew in power each fight they held, and pushed the boy into a weight-gaining and training frenzy since he never got beat before. And with 6,000 tons on each limb, and suppressing 85%, he gets hit sometimes, which was pretty cool. It's not a real fight, they're just training, but that was still pretty cool to him. Each time he beat Krillin, he added on more weight until Kami had to ask a favor of King Yama for King Kai to make the huge black weights that they had in canon, just a lot bigger, but he put more ki into it to make them smaller, because that's the BS I'm going to make, and it's Dragon Ball BS. Anyways, finally, after 1 year of training on their own and 2 years with Kami, the 3 years have passed up. They were ready to go in the hyperbolic time chamber since there was 2 days left, and they do this, and immediately, once they walk in, plummet to the ground. And all we see is, once again, Kakarot smiling as he realizes there's another amazing method to train. Gravity training. The boys take another year in there, both pushing each other to their limits, and Krillin reaching Ultra Instinct Omen once. Of course, it was only Omen, but he could still sense Kakarot's immense power, and it made him almost throw up, like he just wanted to die. After that, the two best friends get out of the room, both looking buff, and Krillin actually grew somehow. Of course, we all know this somehow is me, since I can't have Goku's rival going to his knees. Okay, at least the hip, guys, at least the hip. Come on, give me something here. He only stood a few inches shorter than Kakarot, not a whole meter. Yards, feet, a lot. He's a lot shorter than Kakarot, Goku in canon. But now he's not. It's only like 3 or 2 inches. So go Krillin, guys. Go shorties. They both fist bump and disappear from view once again, ready for their next tournament. Woo! End. Cliffhanger. I know you guys love this. I'm so good at them. Have fun, and have a good day.